to God. Give all to God. Amen. When you see a man selling handkerchief in the traffic, and the same person is sweating seriously, sweating profusely, that tells you that possession is different from ownership. He's selling it, but he doesn't own it, because he will sell and use the money for turnover. So he can't just take one and use anyhow. So anytime you see a man selling handkerchief in the midst of traffic, and that same person is sweating profusely, that shows that possession is different from ownership. Your life belongs to God. You don't owe it. Your life belongs to God. You only have it, but you don't owe it. So be careful what you do with your life before the owner asks of it. Your life belongs to God. You only have it, but you don't own it. So be careful with what you do with your life before the owner comes to ask of it. The way you live your life matters. So I encourage you to give all to God. Now I'll tell you a short story about a man. We call it Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great. On the sick bed of Alexander, those days, he was the most greatest king on earth. Alexander, talk of wealth, he owns it. As a matter of fact, he controls all. But at the point of his death, Alexander said, call me all the generals, call me my armies, call me the generals, the top high-ranking people in the country. They called them to Alexander the Great on the sick bed, and he told them 3 things. He made a request of 3 things from them. Number 1, he said, when I died, I want the best doctor to carry his coffin. He said, number 1, when he died, he wants the best doctors to be the one to do the undertaker to carry the coffin. Number 2, he said he wants all his wealth, his gold, diamond, precious stone, to be spread on the floor, and the people begin to match it on the way to the cemetery. Number 3, he said, when I die, let everybody see my hands. As you are carrying me to the burial ground, let everybody see my hands. He said, get loose of my hands, and let the world see. And one of the generals, out of the curiosity, was like, does it mean the king is old? Does it mean he wants to see another thing? And he said, live long, my king. He said, we don't understand. Please, can you share more light? And he said, I want the best doctor to carry my coffin, so that the world will know, at the face of death, the best doctor cannot save. At the face of death, the best doctor in the world cannot save. Number 2, he said he wants all his treasures to spread on the floor, and people begin to match it with his coffin, taken to the cemetery. They said, why? He said they should know that everything a man acquired on earth will stays on earth. Everything a man acquires on earth will stays on earth. If you have 100 cars and you die today, none of the car will follow you. If you use a room to load your clothes, shoes, belts, jewelry, when you die, none of these things will follow you. Gold, diamond, precious stones, nothing will follow you. So he said, I want the world to know that everything a man acquired on earth stays on earth. Number 3, he said, I want the world to see my hands. as you are carrying me to the burial ground. They said, why? He said, so that everybody will know that he comes to this world with nothing, and he go back with nothing. This is a food for thought for everyone. What a wise king. He said he comes to this world with nothing, so that everybody will know that he left everything while living. Amen. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 9 to 22.